going from taking it as a passion,
right,
and having it become work.
right.
Okay, and we all go through that. I mean, you're on the road.
No
I mean,
question.
the lifestyle of a musician.
Mhm.
I saw your tour bus out here. I mean, your wife is at home. Do you have any kids? And 2 kids. So your family's at
kids.
home, and all of a sudden, this thing that was your passion, it's work. You know,
Yep.
and I'm sure that you have grown into that. Sometimes it's a struggle, and you go through emotional highs and lows.
Totally.
Talk to me about how your passion is sometimes just work.
Oh, there's no, I mean, it is, people ask me all the time, is it hard playing music? And I'm just like, they call it playing music for a reason. You're playing, you know what I mean? It's not like work to play music. The work part of playing music is the travel, oddly enough. It's the being away from home. It's the being in a different city every night. It's the inconsistency. It's all the fact that you live on a bus with a bunch of guys, and as fun as that is, and you know, for 7 or 8 years of doing that, I was seeing the world and having a blast, and a single man in his 20s and was just loving life. It was a blast. But the older I've gotten, there have no questions about it. It has music can absolutely. It is my occupation. It's my job.
Yeah.
As well as something that I still feel passionate about. And so my goal is to begin to, and where I am even in my life right now is I'm kind of stepping back from things a little bit right now, and this may speak into what you're talking about, and evaluating, okay, what is my passion? What about what I'm doing right now takes life away from me, and what about what I'm doing right now adds life?
Interesting.
And that may sound a little strange, but I have to evaluate that, because you hear people talk a lot about burnout and things like that, and I've been through a couple of seasons of that where I've just had to take a bunch of time off and just go home. But there comes a time where you eventually have to say, okay, burnout in general in life, like what about playing music still keeps bringing me to that place where I just feel broken by it, and what parts of it do I not enjoy, you know? And so these days, with the opportunities that things like the internet and just the viral networking and viral marketing that exists these days through the internet and through things like Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, there's some interesting opportunities that I'm just beginning to try to sort out that will allow me to be in contact with the people who listen to my music, and even providing them with concert environments where I might still just be at my house doing those concert environments, if that makes any sense. And so basically trying to and all that to say, the thing that takes life away from me is whatever takes me away from my family. That's the hardest thing. I've got a young family, and I love them dearly, and music is the thing that takes me from them more often than not. And so I have to reevaluate and go, okay, what do I love about music? I love writing songs. I love communicating with people. I love connecting with people. I love the creative process. I don't love traveling. I don't love being gone from home all these hours, and so sometimes that puts a bad taste in your mouth about having to play another concert, you know, those kind of things. And so beginning to step back from that now and begin to evaluate and go, okay, well, how can I continue to pursue this passion of mine and try to begin to weed out or at least lessen those things that are seeming to steal those joy from it, if that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
And so that's where I am. I mean, that's still a work in progress, but I think it's got to be a continual work in progress when you take something that is, like you mentioned before, you're trying to find your passion, the thing that you love, and make that your occupation. And when something becomes your occupation, it inevitably becomes your job. And job meaning in that negative sense of the word some days. So always trying to be aware of keeping a balance between the job part of what you do and the passion calling part of what you do. I think that's the constant struggle, and should be the constant struggle for people that are trying to do something that they love, rather than the type of people that just want to go do a job and then go home every night. You know, there's just two different types of people.
Being a contemporary Christian singer, okay, you inherently, are preaching the word of the Lord,
right?
And you wear that on your sleeve. It comes out in every conversation you have.
Right.
That has to be gratifying.
Oh yeah.
To be able to touch people's lives in that fashion.
Right.
And talk to someone about that.
I mean, and that's exactly it. That's the part that I still feel so much. That's such a life-giving part to me. That is, along with songwriting, that moment when I'm sitting in my living room by myself and a song is born, That's one of the most pure, beautiful moments for me, in any form, anything that I've tried in my life. That's just one of the most pure moments. Same as when whether I'm on a stage or just having a conversation, or just talking with someone, communicating with someone, when things of the Lord become evident in a conversation or from a stage or in a song, and someone else gets it, that communication process happens. That's another one of those very, very pure moments. And so those are the moments, those are the golf shots that you live for. Do you know what I mean? They're the one shot that keep you coming back, even though you feel so tired from being on another airplane or another tour bus. And so that's the point. And so the goal in my mind at this point with what I do is to increase those parts of things and decrease the parts that really kind of drag or pull life out of it, you know. And so to increase the opportunities to communicate with people, to write songs, to be in dialogue, to be in community even, increase those parts of it, and sort of try to lessen or remove as best we can, or just decrease as much as we can the parts that can kind of rob you of those things a little bit. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, well, very good. Well, that's an incredible story.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you know, again, the message that I'm trying to bring out with 123Smarket and through messages like your own,
right,
is just that we all have a passion.
Absolutely.
Okay. A lot of times what we do for a living doesn't necessarily mean that we're following that passion.
Right.
But to get that gratification out of life, to I guess reinvent ourselves. You know, sometimes we got to stand back, and like you say, you always have to stand back and to figure out or reassess, and how can I fine tune this machine so that you know, not only am I getting gratification, but I'm able to support my family. I'm able to put food on the table and a roof over my head. But I can take what my passions are, and if I position it in the right way, leverage the tools that are available to me, I can create my personal brand, position myself as an authority on that given topic, and begin to come up with products, find a way to sell the value that I bring to people, okay? And I think the important thing that is always reminded of me is that a lot of people come back and say, well, I'm not an expert in what I do, okay? But the number one thing there is that while you might not be, you didn't start as the well-known brand out there, but you had a small audience, and you were able to influence a small group of people, okay? And as you grew, you influenced more people, but at the same time, as you're growing, you can look up to your mentors, okay? And there's a lot of people that have a whole lot more expertise than I do, but they can help you grow while you're helping other people grow.
Absolutely.
So
very nice. That's the truth. So
very good. Anyway, thank you, Bebo Norman, everybody. Appreciate your time. Good luck with your tour here.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Good talking to you.